So what I'm going to do is cook my signature dish, which is roasted rack of wild boar. This wild boar is actually from feral animals. They're wild from Texas. They do a little roundup. They bring them in, corral them. They're all different sizes. I tend to get racks are a little on the smaller side so that they're nice and tender. So what I'm going to do is season it a little bit. It's already been marinated in some chopped lavender, a little bit of rosemary, salt, pepper, and some crushed juniper. I'm going to sort of reintroduce those flavors a little bit later on in this dish. I'm going to take just a little bit of sea salt, season that lightly, so just some traditional salt, pepper seasoning here. I don't put any salt when it's first marinated because I don't want the juices to come out of the meat and for it to have sort of a cured meat exterior. I want it to have more of a fresh, nice roast right off the fire and flavor. A little bit of pepper, fresh black pepper here. Then I'm going to go right to a hot pan and sear it really nicely on all sides, pass it into the oven, and then we're going to let it slow roast with some wine corks in the oven to give it a nice perfect. So we take the meat that's already just a little drizzle of oil, but I'm not going to put any oil in the pan because I want it to get a really nice sear. So put right into the pan. It's going to actually give it a sear that's almost a char, so it'll have a quality almost like it came right off of a grill, or it's been roasted over an open pit. That sort of charcoaly flavor on the edge brings out some of the nature of the boar, which is not gamey, as I said, but it has a sort of a sweetness inherent in it. But it gives it a little bit of a spiciness. The fat of boar has sort of almost a peppery spiciness on its own. So when you sear it, it doesn't really smell like any other meat. There's a really beautiful seasoned quality inherent in the meat. So we're just going to try to bring that out and that sort of nuance of it. Just going to move it around a little bit. You can see it gets a little bit of char and a nice golden brown quality to it. We'll let that roast in the pan for just another minute. This is grapeseed oil mixed with just a touch of olive oil so that it has a much higher smoke point. But once that little bit of oil is in there, shake it around the pan and try to get a little bit of fire right in there. Some of that roasted outdoor flavor. And now when the fire gets into the pan, it'll actually take whatever juices are coming from the boar and make almost a glaze, kind of seal with that little bit of fat. Now this I'm going to throw into the oven. We're going to let it roast for about 10-15 minutes until it's on the rare side of medium rare. And then let it rest a few minutes. We'll slice it and we'll put it on a plate. So to garnish the boar, we're going to have some rosemary roasted potatoes and a little mixture of greens. I like to mix sweet and peppery greens, some escarole, some red Swiss chard, along with mustard greens, some Tuscan black kale. I like to do dandelion greens. I like to do a whole mixture that we're just going to season a little bit. We'll take some of the olive oil, put it in the hot pan here. I'm just going to throw the greens right in. Then a little sprinkling of sea salt, a little bit of black pepper, and a little bit of crushed red pepper. This is the Arabic crushed red pepper, which isn't so much hot as it is a little smoky, almost a paprika kind of flavor. It does have some heat, but I like the way it complements roasted meats with that little slight smokiness. Almost a baking quality in the background. So put that in the pan. A method that I call the Italian microwave. Take another heavy steel pan, put it right on top. It's going to press the greens. They're going to char a little around the edges while still staying vibrant green in the middle. So they only take a minute or so to cook this way. So here's the rack of the boar. It's had its time in the oven, and it's rested. It's rested a good 10 minutes or so. And we're going to slice right down, follow the bone with the knife. Get nice chops there. See how the juice is there, and it's all nice and rosy pink all the way through. You take a plate here, and I have some roasted potatoes that I've roasted with rosemary. just going to take a few of those and arrange those around. Eat all those nice bitter greens and sweet greens and little peppery greens. Makes a nice mixture. Add all that right. So I'm going to arrange the boar chops here. And then I'm going to take the pan drippings, this sauce. It's going to be made with a sauce that I make from fermented wild concord grapes that are fermented with lavender branches. Like a sugo sauce with the roasted juices of the boar after it rests becoming the flavor base of the sauce, and that nice grape, fermented grape flavor coming over the top. It has a little bit of a wine-like edge because the grapes have been fermented. So you get good fruitiness, a little spice. There's also a little acidity because in the fermentation process there's almost like a little vinegar kind of edge that comes into it. We'll just garnish this with some more black grapes. The sauce itself is made with fermented wild concord grapes. They're available for just a few weeks during the year. So I make a large batch of the sauce, and then we garnish with black grapes or concord grapes as they become available. And then some fresh lavender, little sprigs on top. Hello, I'm Chef Charles Draghi of Herbaluce Restaurant. I'm the owner and the chef. And this is my signature rack of wild boar, actual wild animals, with a sauce, a mosto, of fermented wild concord grapes and lavender. This is a signature that's followed me for years, and it's absolutely one of my favorite dishes.